Hi, thanks so much for joining me. Today we are talking about my top 10 favorites of Chantecaille for 2025. Okay, I'm gonna throw in a little skincare here just because I believe makeup begins with skincare. Application's easier, it looks better, it's faster, it's effortless when the skin is in as good condition as you can get it. So I will do a skincare favorites of 2025 later on, but I thought we could include a couple of my favorite lines at least. So we have here, actually I left them out so we could see, we have the Biolifting line. Starting with the Biolifting line, I actually have this on my face now. This is the Biolifting Serum Plus. Really nice and hydrating. So from the Biolifting line, this would be the first item I would pick up. You can see there, it's nice and hydrating. It's got a viscosity about it. Eye cream is the next step if you've picked up the serum. A great eye cream goes a long way to improving this eye area before applying makeup. So as much puffiness can be reduced with a great eye cream, I think it's great. So this one is the Biolifting Eye Cream. It looks like this. You can see here the texture of the eye cream. Very smooth application as well. Then I would go in with the cream. So the Biolifting cream is a nice addition if you've got those two already. I've got actually the Biolifting serum and the Biolifting cream on right now. And then you can see the texture there. This is my mom's ultimate face cream. So she is always stocking up on this one. And I have to say my mom is very picky about face cream. She'll buy other face creams in the same price point range. She always goes back to Chantecaille. She loves the way it feels, how hydrating it is. She's definitely a huge customer of Chantecaille with this particular product. If you have all of those things, I think I talked about this in a previous video, a nice pairing with that serum is this tool because it's nice and cooling. And there's a microcurrent with this, which is why it has that solar panel. This was sold out for so long and then it came back. So it's definitely, hopefully back in stock by the time you see this. I think this is posting later, maybe the last day of the promo. Hopefully some things were out of stock at the beginning. Maybe they're back in stock now. You might want to give it a check because they're always getting inventory. The second in my top 10 is the gold line, which I also love. So here, so if I was going to prioritize what to try in the gold line, if you haven't tried this before, this is going to be a little bit different because their mask is something I really enjoy. This is called the Gold Recovery Mask and I use it to help my skin recover. I've talked about it before, especially after travel. I take it on the plane with me. I'll put it on the plane. I will use it when I arrive at my destination. My skin gets very stressed out when especially international travel. Almost the only time I'll get a breakout or have any random skin issues is traveling. So I like my routine. I like eating the food I eat. I like hydrating a lot, and then traveling just throws all of that off. So I think that's why you see what you see on my skin when I travel. I get out of my routine, and this really helps reset everything. So if you haven't tried this before, this would be the first in the gold line that I would recommend. This is the Gold Recovery Mask. Very nice, thicker consistency. Really lovely. And then you can sleep with this one as well. After that, I would recommend the 24 karat gold cream intense. And this is a newer item in their gold line. This has become my favorite cream. I love how it feels. It has a perfect amount of hydration and richness that I love. Working this into my hand here, it feels so smooth and feels very hydrated, but not greasy. None of these products feel greasy to me. Even the Rose de Mai Rose, the oil, this one, doesn't ever feel greasy to me. So if you want that hydration without the greasy feeling, these are great products. Then I would go with either the 24 karat gold serum intense or the eye cream. They're both lovely. I feel like if you have the eye cream and serum in the Biolifting, these aren't as necessary, but they're very nice. So if you would like to expand the gold collection, maybe look at the eye cream. A little goes a long way with these products, which is what I love because these last a very long time. So this is the eye cream. And then here is what it looks like. Just put a little bit there so you can see it. And that's about as much as I would add even to both eyes. Like I use very, very little. There was a time when we were meeting with Chantecaille representatives and even the Chantecaille family a few years ago, I'm gonna say, and one of the ideas behind their products, a little goes such a long way that it will last quite a long time. And so that also cuts down on the packaging and the mailing and all of the things that go along with products and the waste that goes along with products. So they are designed to last a long time. So a little goes a long way. And we got here the 24 karat gold serum intense, which is also quite an indulgence, I'm gonna say. Adding this before the cream is really lovely as well. And this one addresses some of my needs like hyperpigmentation, things like that. I just put a little bit there on my hand so you can see it. So while I love Chantecaille makeup, which I'll talk about next, I also love other lines like Chanel, Prada's, even one that I've really loved, certain products. They're all very competitive in terms of the best, but for me, Chantecaille skincare really rises to the top, and I rely on Chantecaille skincare more than any other line. I've had a chance to try some really outstanding lines, and I do have lines that I would recommend if Chantecaille were to not be available to me. There are definitely lines that I would go to, have really great experiences with, but Chantecaille continues to be the line that I rely on for my skin, and it's really important to me. So that says quite a bit about their skincare. Moving on from skincare, I've been really loving fragrances. As you can see, I have all my Chanel Les Exclusive fragrances there that I've been trying out, and those are very floral leaning. If you've tried them before, there's a lot of floral notes involved. So if you're not aware, Chantecaille has fields for their roses right next to the Chanel flowers. So they grow in the same place, they grow next to each other. So the rose is really the centerpiece of Chantecaille's products, and especially this fragrance right here. If you're familiar with their rose water, that's really one of their stars of their lines. Distilled rose petals, and this is emblematic of their whole essence. This is the Darby Rose fragrance by Chantecaille. So for this to compete with those, which I love, this is a very simple fragrance in that it is rose. It smells like rose just from a garden, and you'll hear me talk about this a little bit more in the Get Ready With Me. I'll do a Get Ready With Me if you're interested in this look. It was very fast, very, very fast, like under 15 minutes fast. I'll talk about those products as well in this video, but this one reminds me of my family's backyard as well. My dad has just got a green thumb, has grown everything that's around the house. My mom still clips them and puts them in a vase in our rooms when we visit, and this really reminds me of those fresh roses just freshly cut from the garden. So that's another reason why I really love this. And I'm not a rose fragrance fan, so this really is a pretty one. It smells clean. It smells like the rose with the stem and the leaves and everything. It smells like a flower and not like a rose fragrance. I know I've smelled other rose fragrances before, and I think they're missing that freshness. This has that freshness about it. So if you're interested in the rose, like a flower rose from the garden, then I would look at that one. It's beautiful. So for number 4, we have here what I have on my face, which is not foundation. I do not have foundation on my face. I have this. This is the Sheer Glow Gold Face Tint. And this, I have all of them, the rose and the bronze. But out of all of them, if I were to pick one, I do use the other ones actually quite a bit. But if I were to pick one, it would be this gold one, simply because I have more warm tones to my skin, so the gold really meshes. It doesn't really change or alter the natural hue of my skin or the undertone. And this one is like a skincare makeup hybrid, and I love that because it's so comfortable on the face. It feels like a cream going on. If you're not a foundation fan, which I think we discovered actually, there are many people here who are not fans of very obvious makeup. So this is very subtle makeup here, except for maybe the blush. I don't think that's subtle today, but the base makeup is very subtle. And this is what I have on my face. It's the Sheer Gold. Let me show it to you. This is a Sheer Glow Gold Face Tint. Really beautiful. And then here is the swatch of it. You can see it's sheer, but also has a golden. Let me swatch the other two so you can see them at least. in case you are cooler in your tone, maybe the rose might work. And if your skin tone's a little bit more rich than mine, maybe the bronze. I'll show you swatches. And these have more of a pudding-like consistency to them. They're all really pretty though. I'm glad I have all of them because I will mix them. I'll use the bronze one as a bronzer sometimes. That is what they look like. So you've got the rose, the gold, and the bronze. Okay, number 5, we have, if you do want more coverage, then this is beautiful. It's a gorgeous product. The Future Skin Cushion, I have mine in wheat. So let me show you. I do use the shade Nude, which is cooler and lighter sometimes, which is great, but this one got a little bit more olive to it. I'll show you. It does border on a little too much olive for me, so if you are more olive in your skin tone, then this might be really great, but actually it's gonna look very much like my hand because it is, my hand is deeper and more olive than my face. So there is a swatch right there. So this is a great one if you are looking for some coverage and you still want it to look natural. It's a very thin layer of makeup. Once you put it on, you don't need too much, but the coverage is really nice too. It is buildable and very, very natural. It can set itself. It has a nice satin appearance to it. It has been a holy grail in the past, continues to be one that I really, really love. Oh, by the way, so favorites, and this will be a good example of this. This next item is a limited edition. So Holy Grails, I rarely will name a limited edition item as a Holy Grail because time is a factor in establishing a Holy Grail. It has to consistently perform over time. And if it's limited edition, then it kind of knocks itself out of that category because it's impossible to rely on it over time if it's only available for a short amount of time, unless I stock up, but that's also rare because I've learned there are very few things that I stock up on that I actually use. Makeup is one of those things that I have stocked up in the past and haven't used up the product. Number 7 is the blush. So this is a holiday blush and it's a favorite, but it will not make it into a Holy Grail because it's limited edition. The focus on each of these brands will allow me to show you some of my favorite limited edition items that came along this year. So this one is the holiday blush and it was the one with all the gems on it. And this is the Radiant blush. It's called the Radiant blush and it looks like this. A little goes a long way. And I have it on my face now. And it definitely has a radiance about it. Yeah, so here's the swatch of it and I do have it on my cheek. So it does have a pearlescence about it. I also went over it with a product I'm going to talk about next. But you can see it has a glow, it looks healthy. In fact, the whole look looks very healthy because I did not go in with foundation and you can see the skin, you can see some imperfections, but also you can see the job that the skincare did, which is the hydration underneath with the Biolifting Serum and the Biolifting Cream. Oh, actually, let me go back because I didn't just use the gold cream. What I did also use was this Camoflauge Stylo, and this is one of those Holy Grail items you'll be hearing about soon. And this is in 4C, and I used it under the eye. I used it on my dark spots and broken capillaries. I also used it under my chin and right here. So right here, 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 and here. Where I normally would conceal, this is very lightweight. It is more on the fluid side. It's not runny though. Very similar in the Future Skin Cushion in that a little bit goes a long way. There still is some nice coverage here, but it doesn't look makeup-y. So I feel like that's the theme here is we want to avoid looking like obvious application of makeup here. I mean, of course, there's a little bit of makeup on my face, but it is very little makeup. This is how it looks, and it's in 4C and it has a brush, which I love. I love that it has its own brush. That is the swatch of 4C. It's got a peachiness to it, which is great for dark spots. Any kind of darkness combats that. So for me, the key really here with this is that it's the tone. If I was to pick another tone, I don't think it would do that job if it was warmer or even cooler than this. That's got that peachiness. If you look at this 4C compared to the other shades near it, this really stands out as more of a color correcting color. So that's why it's important for me to use 4C, and that's the one I continue to use and have been using for years. That is definitely why it's a favorite. I just talk about this all the time, so I feel like let's make room for another favorite. We already know this is a favorite and has been a favorite. It's a holy grail. This is the Faux Longest Lash Mascara, which I have on now. So I did want to mention it, but we already know that's like in a category of its own, beyond a favorite. One of the new items that is a favorite are these lipsticks. So I have 3. They actually sent me 3, and I've been using 2 of them more than the third one. So where is it? Aha, here they are. So I have 3 of the lip cremes right here. Anemone, Cherry Blossom, Red Lily. And I did notice that Red Lily looks like it was sold out somewhere. I noticed that, but I think other people have come to the realization what a lovely, lovely red it is and how easy it is to wear. I think red is for me, one of the hardest lipsticks to wear, because if it's too warm or too cool, it might work with some skin tones, but not others, or it might make teeth look yellow. So I think the trick is to get enough blue in there without going overboard, and for it to work for a lot of people. So I think it's a really beautiful, very special red. The formula is so creamy and smooth and comfortable. I have on Anemone right now, and it wears beautifully. It leaves a little bit of a stain behind when you wipe it away. Actually, there are a couple shades I'm interested in myself. One of them, I'm looking right now, was one that you had mentioned, and I thought, yeah, that's a beautiful shade. So yeah, this is a full coverage. If I didn't mention that, it's full coverage. Rose Myrtle. That one's also out of stock. That's the one I would pick up. And also Plum Blossom. This is Anemone, Cherry Blossom, and Red Lily. I'm using this L'Occitane Micellar water to help me remove this makeup from the back of my hand. So usually it leaves a stain, but that did a pretty good job of removing it. And I'm really impressed by lip products. In fact, I feel like it's one of the hardest things for me to find is a lipstick that I like, which is why you see me wear a lot of sheer lip balm type products or pH products. It's because I think lipstick takes a little bit more effort to apply and to wear, and for me to take that extra step, it's got to be really special. So that's why I'm willing to do that with these Chantecaille lip products. The lip cremes, they're beautiful. I love their lip cheeks too. Like that's got a more sheer kind of appearance to it, but this one really has that full coverage opacity of a true lipstick. So that's why I pull for these over other lipsticks. That comfort, the wear, the application, much easier. I have to mention, I don't even know where I am. I think I'm on 9 now. I think I'm on 9. I think I should have put this in the same category as the mascara. We already know that I love this, and I'm trying to just show you half because I think I need to stock up myself on this. This is the Perfect Blur Powder, and it is in light medium. And I know I've had questions about this. It's perfect for my medium skin tone. So if you are lighter than me, let me know. Let us know in the comment section below if this works for you, what your shade is, because some people who are much lighter in their skin tone say this actually shows up as a color on them. So I'd love to know if it doesn't work for you, and if it does, if you are lighter in skin tone. But here is light medium. I love the peachy tone to help even out skin tone a little bit more and actually brightens my skin a bit. And then it also has a smooth appearance to the surface of the skin. So that's why it's such a bestseller. I remember when it came out. I still haven't found anything that really compares to it. And then number 10, actually, okay, so for eyes, if you want something simple, I did something really simple today. This is the Mermaid Eye Matte in Olivia that I picked up. I picked this up during the sale in the summer. This is the Olivia shade. And then I followed up with one of their eyeliners, and this is in Violet Damask. And their eyeliners are really beautiful, very smooth going on. This one is a little bit more unique to me from other products I've used, so that's why I'm gonna name this as the 10th item, because it's so smooth going on. It's really easy to use. It's a great one and done, doesn't crease on me. And I love this shade. It's a bit cooler, it's a neutral, it's like a taupey grayish tone, has a bit of just a slight hint of a satiny glow to it. It says say matte, but it's not truly matte. So that is part of my very easy makeup look today. And that's why I went so fast. I feel like when the eye goes fast, everything else goes fast. And that was a fast eye, really quick eyeliner. I'll put everything that I wore in case you're interested. I think I quickly mentioned all of them at some point, but I'll list them below in case you're interested in this. I'll do the get ready with me next. But I wanted to post this earlier during the week. In a few more days, you'll see the Get Ready With Me. So do let us know what your favorites are for Chantecaille. Are they skincare items, makeup, both like me? I'd love to know. That is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. A really great eye cream goes a long way to improve the eye area, and the Camoflauge Stylo. This is the Camoflauge Stylo. This is not the Camoflauge, because we already know that